Happy Thursday. Thank you for joining me here tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery kits. And I am here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. That's 9:30 Eastern and 6:30 Pacific. And it's a time that we can relax and craft together. We're here for about an hour, and I work on projects from beginning to end, so you can be part of the whole process along the way. So tonight, everyone, we are continuing on the sampler, on the Triangle Tango Quilt. So that is by Missouri Star Quilt Co. And this is like the digital drawing of it. And let's see here. Here we go. Here is a picture of the finished quilt. And we have the rows completed, and we are just sewing together the rows. So there's 14 rows total. We have a set of 4 done, and we're now going to sew the second set of 4. We have it all clipped from yesterday, so we're going to just start sewing right away. And I'm hoping that we can sew this set of 4 to the first set of 4. Then we will have like over half of the quilt top done. So I want that feeling tonight of getting that far. So that's what we're going to do. And then Friday, tomorrow, we will start sewing up some of these other rows. But it's cooking. We're moving along with this quilt top, and it's feeling awesome. So I'm happy about that. All right, you guys. Oh, and I do have the cones up on the website. So I know some of you guys were interested in the large cones of floss. I'm going to be placing an order for them soon. And I thought if you guys wanted in on that order, now is the chance to do that. So if you go to penguinandfish.com and then go to the supplies section in the shop, you will find them all there. So that'll be up till Monday, and then I'm going to take the listings down and place the order. I may order a few extra just so I can keep them in the shop, but, I don't know. I don't quite know how that's going to function quite yet. So anyway, but they're only going to be up till Monday, and then I will take them down so I can actually place the order. And you can get any color you want, really. I have a section in there to choose your own DMC floss color. So awesome, you guys. So just wanted to remind you of that. And I'm going to flip you around. Let's get these guys sewn. Half of a quilt done tonight. That's the plan. All right, there's the first set of 4. All just waiting there. And here is our second set of 4 rows. And we've already clipped them. So we clipped it last night. So let's just get situated. What rows are these even? Let's peek. Oh gosh, maybe I shouldn't. This is just a pile of crazy. Here we go. There's the stop. Okay, this is rows 7 through 10. I'm leaving my numbers on there. I don't want to get confused. All right, let's do it. So nice seeing everyone pop in again here. All right, we'll go right there. Get that light on. Oh, by the way, I am loving this new LED light. So my light had burnt out. Ooh, it's kind of feels oily. Ugh. But I got a new LED light. Here, I'm going to turn it on. It'll be bright, but it's nice and bright. I feel like it's going to last a long time. And it's that kind of blue light, which is kind of nice. I like it. All right, let's scooch this. Oh, you got the owl today. Awesome. So Kathy was the winner of the owl embroidery that we finished. Was it last week? That we finished last week. That's awesome. Oh, that's so exciting to hear. And you know what? It's always good to know that a package got to where it meant to be. Oh, can I explain the reasons of the squares calling leaders? Okay, that's great. Well, I think they're called leaders because they lead whatever piece you're working on. And this is what I've heard of how it helps. First of all, you're not wasting a lot of thread. Not that that's a huge issue, but instead of having the long things of thread whenever I start a row, I can just jump right into my row. And it also helps the presser foot height because I'm jumping from a 2-level piece of fabric to another 2-level piece of fabric. So 2 layers of fabric to 2 layers of fabric. Then it's kind of, it doesn't have to like hop up to the next layer. So in theory, I don't know, you get more even stitches or something that way. But typically people just use a piece of scrap fabric. I have been doing these squares now for a while. I've just cut up, I think I just cut up 3-inch squares of old shirts, old blankets that we've had around, and I'm sewing them on both sides. See, like this, so you'd have like a pile of strings like this, so that kind of solves the mess issue. But I'm sewing it on both sides of the diagonal, and I will get 2 half-square triangles out of it. So instead of just using scrap fabric, I'm actually getting something out of it. I'm getting half-square triangles. And I got this out to show you. So here is one block that I made from all of these little leaders. So this is just, you know, these little bits that I trimmed up and sewed together. And I have, I think, 5 of these squares, and eventually I'll sew all those together and I'll have a quilt, and or a quilt top at least. And I kind of call it my magic quilt because it's just happening. It's happening while I work on a different project. You know, I just put in that little seam right at the end, and you know, I'm gonna have quilt blocks. So that just excites me. Something out of nothing. First of all, it's something out of nothing because it's old shirts and blankets and stuff. And secondly, I'm not even taking hardly any extra time to do it because it's part of every other project that I'm working on. We've been calling them leaders. People sometimes call them the little spiders because they fill up with tons of thread if you keep using the same one. I think I just tossed, yeah, I don't have any near me, but I had a whole stack of them, but I think I tossed them when I cleaned up my area. Oh, never-ending story. One of the best movies. We actually just watched that again recently at my parents' house, and I still love it. It was corny watching it again, but it's still awesome. I still totally love that movie. That is a good 80s movie. Oh, you call them leaders and enders? I think that's kind of what I'm doing too, I think. I try and call them leaders, but we were calling them leaders and enders for a while, and I don't know, so occasionally you might hear me call them enders. Leaders for the one that starts it, and enders for the one that finishes it. I'm just kind of pulling the underneath fabric because it's kind of bubbling out here. Kitty scratching the top. I am doing those 4 rows right now, Joe. So I did get them pinned or clipped, but we didn't sew them together. So we sewed both sets of 2 last night, I think, and then clipped together this bit of 4, the grouping to make 4. And that's what we're sewing right now. And I was going to start just some more of the rows after we got done with this one, but I think instead I'm going to sew this group of 4 to the other group of 4. So we'll have like a complete set of 8, which would be awesome. But at that point, then I will probably put that to the side and then work on the rest of the rows. so I end up with a group of 6 of those, and then I'll sew the group of 6 to the group of 8. Because it would be annoying just to keep adding small rows to the big thing of 8. That's just too much bulk to deal with. So I'm doing the 1 half, and then we'll do the other half, and then sew the 2 halves together. Alright, shimmy sham this around. Ooh, starters and stoppers. There you go. That works too. I like that. Straightforward. Starters and stoppers. Oh, exactly, Robin. So if your machine, Robin says if your machine likes to eat your work, the leader being at the beginning helps. So by eating the work, like if all of a sudden the tip of your like triangle or something gets sucked down into the machine, like into there, having a leader there will help. You can actually tug on the leader a little bit, and that will help force your next piece along so it won't get shoved down into the machine. That's actually huge, especially if you're sewing a bunch of half-square triangles or like flying geese blocks. Sometimes when you're working on things at an angle like that, where you have like just a small angle coming in like this, if we were sewing right on this point, I'm sewing a little bit to the side, but if we were sewing right on the point, it might want to start shoving into the machine like that. I can just give it a little tug on the leader and it will pull it right through. It won't be allowed to go down into the machine. Yeah, that is super handy if you're in that situation. This is flipping up the seam allowance bit here. Hold on here. Okay. I don't enjoy when everything gets so bulky. I like our little splendid sampler squares that are only 6.5 inches. Then we're just working with our little itty bitty area versus, you know, sewing giant rows like this together. But I like that it's to the stage. That makes me feel like we're almost done with it. Nope, I didn't get new clips. I don't actually use these ones as often. These are the normal size ones. I like using the little baby ones, like this one, the mini ones. But I just happen to grab, I kind of have them separated, you know, roughly. So this little tin has the normal size ones, and my other tin has the smaller size. You know, you can get a little bit more precise with this because it's got that smaller tip. But I just grabbed these ones. We're just kind of roughly clipping this together, so I don't think it matters. Sometimes I do like to get right in there with that smaller clip, though. So they're not new. I actually had these ones before I got the smaller ones, but you probably see the smaller ones more often because I like using those more often. Or I typically like using those better. You like the smaller ones too? Yeah, I just like that you can get right in there and you kind of aim and it can stay on the fabric a little bit longer. Like here's one coming up. You know, I can keep it, you know, I can really kind of aim towards a point. I don't know. I like it. They're cute. That always helps. Alright, almost done, and then I will clip these again, clip this to the other row. Again, I'm not going to press the rows at all until I'm ready to, you know, sandwich the whole quilt together, because I'll have to iron it again there anyway. Ugh, it's smoky by you again, Noeline. That is, just no good. Hopefully you're in a safe area and everything, but yeah, I mean, smoke isn't exactly safe either. Alright, so I'm getting my, we'll call it an ender this time. There, see, like right here, it might want to get sucked into the machine, but if I just tug on the piece that came before, it will help power it through. Okay, let's snip. All right, let's start clipping these together. So first I gotta get situated here. I believe this is the upper level of rows. Oh, let's get this guy. So it was bulky enough in this area, doing just the rows of 2 to rows of 2, so this is going to be extra bulky struggle tonight, I think. All right, so I'm just opening this up. This is the rows 7 through 10. All right, and then this bulk of crazy is rows 11 through 14. So, okay, we need to get row 11 attached to row 10. Okay, so let's just bring it 11 to the front here. We're just going to have to go slowly and get all the fabric out of our way, I think. All right, so there's 10, so we need to flip all this towards us. And this is where we will just take our time and work our way through. Okay, let's get our clips out. But I'm glad I'm just taking care of this right away because we did press all these seams already, so while they're still nice and pressed, might as well sew them up right away. Ooh, and then we'll have this huge chunk done. That'll be fun. The trick is going to get these centers because they're going to want to be bulky underneath. Okay. We'll just take our time and sew these together. So I'm not quite sure if we'll do any other rows besides this tonight because I suspect that this is just because it's so bulky. Or cumbersome is probably a better word. It might take a hair longer to get situated. Maybe we'll be able to clip another piece though, we'll see. Where it's just going to be an exercise in finagling. It's really windy. Hopefully the wind lets up soon and, I don't know, you get some rain or some sort of reprieve. That's scary stuff. Fire and water, those two things. Oops, shoot, I flung a clip. Oh, Bonnie, so the winner, I have talked to the winner. So the winner is Aloma. I think she comes in here every once in a while. But I have talked to her. So, yep, she won the coral-colored giant cone of floss. Nope, Jenna. Rows 1 through 6 are not together yet, but I was getting impatient and wanted to sew all these together. So we started from the bottom just because that's how I stacked up my fabrics. So I just took them out that way. And so we started at the bottom, started at 14. So no, none of 1 through 6 are, the rows are complete, but they're not sewn to each other yet. So that'll be the next step. But this will be over halfway once we get these 8. So that's good. So I think we probably will get done early in the week. Ugh, for real, Noeline. That's the kicker. Like, when like everything's just right, like any stupid thing can start a fire. I'm surprised they can even pinpoint any of that, like where it's coming from, or like how it started. Especially when it's a big thing like that. Oop, lost one to the floor. Yep, I didn't see her pop in here, but Aloma, your cone will be shipped to you tomorrow. I had enough of the coral colored cones that I could give one away, but all the other colors I need to order more. Yeah, so just again a reminder, I'm going to be ordering more of these giant floss cones. Like these, they're 2,100 meters of floss. A typical skein is only 8 meters, so way more tons of floss. I know it's a goofy sort of thing, but I just like having it around. It's fun. I like, making stuff. I mean, I use them up. I really do. I use them up. But I'm placing an order for them, so I thought I'd give you guys the opportunity to get in on that order as well. So I'm gonna order more cones for Penguin and Fish on Tuesday. So I have like a pre-order thing on penguinandfish.com through Monday. So you have all the way through end of day Monday, and then I'll take all the listings down, and then place an order on Tuesday, and then it'll take a few weeks for them to come in from DMC. And if there's a DMC color of floss that is like your total favorite, and you would love to have that color, I do have a choose your own listing. So, in the message to seller, you can tell me what DMC color you want, and I'll order that special. Otherwise, I have my normal kind of penguin and fish floss colors that I typically order. Oh, this is it. Awesome. Haha. That didn't take that long. There's fabric everywhere, so it feels like it. Luckily, I had that one extra clip in here because one is floor bound. I have not tried knitting with the floss, but I have. I've crocheted with the 6-strand embroidery floss. I've made a doily. I like my doilies. I don't know. They're just so calming to make, and my grandma used to make them, so I just like making them. But I've done that with the 6-strand embroidery floss. So with some small needles, I'm sure you can stitch it up. Maybe I'll maybe on Monday or something, maybe we'll try a couple things with the floss. That'd be kind of fun. Try to I can reach it. I can reach the clip. But we could try knitting and crocheting it, just if you guys wanted to see what it looks like knitting or crocheting with it. All right, let's plop this guy in our lap and see if we can manage. All right, I'm gonna scooch this off to the side because it slides way better without that little mat there. Okay, let's do this. I feel like I'm already being held down. There we go. Yeah, maybe even tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll take a look at some fun things that we can do with floss, and we'll just test knit with it. I've never knit with it. That'd be kind of fun. Let's see, what would I make? Knit. You could make like tiny scarves for stuffed animals and stuff. That would be kind of cute. Oh, I kind of like that idea. Maybe I'll find a stuffed animal somewhere around here and knitted a scarf. A tiny, tiny, itty bitty scarf. Oh, I haven't knit for a while. That would be fun. Ugh, come on. There we go. Oh, snow in the southern states. That's crazy. We had snow on the ground last night. Oh, yeah, so you really could, Bonnie. You could do a washcloth or a face scrubby. I do like, so instead of disposable cotton pads, I've been starting to use just 100% cotton batting. I've just been cutting out batting squares and using that as like little face things. But that one little sample we made out of the cotton thread, like that dishcloth thread, I've been using that as like a face scrubby thing too. So I could see like a more delicate little one out of floss, because the floss, it's 100% cotton and color safe, so I would think that would work just perfectly well. That could be kind of fun. Almost like knitting a small swatch of fabric, or a small knit swatch. Whoa! Did I fling that across the room? No, it went in there. That's a goofy sound. You guys, I posted another GIF right before I came on here. I've been making, I think this is my fourth day of doing it. I've just been, sometimes in the afternoon I'm just so tired and can't really get anything done, so I started just drawing those GIFs just to, I'm trying to learn the program a little bit more, and I don't know, it's just kind of fun. I've been enjoying doing that in the late afternoons, so I posted another one this evening. Oh, thanks! Yeah, it's just, it's fun playing with I'm using the iPad with the Apple Pencil, and, it's fun seeing what all the different brushes do, and just playing around. So who knows, maybe some of those will end up being embroidery patterns and stuff too. Oh, and something I've been thinking about too, how we did the Shine Bright, that diamond embroidery that we did a few months ago, and it's one of the embroideries that's going to be a kit next year, but it was like a little preview of it before we actually made the kit. I was thinking it'd be fun to do another one of those, and maybe even do like a monthly preview of a pattern. So let me know what you guys think about that. So what it would be is like, just for the month, I would have a new, like, never before seen pattern. And it wouldn't be a kit yet. It would just be the pattern, but I'd probably put together the supplies in case you wanted, the floss colors I use or something like that. Kind of like how we did last time. I would have, like, the digital pattern that you can print out, but then I'd also have, the fabric and hoop and thread and, like, maybe even the Fabri-Selvi piece just available if you wanted to add that to it. And it would just be available, I'm thinking, for the month. And every month, yeah, kind of like a block of the month, yeah. And it would just be a new design and it would go away. It would potentially be a kit later, but months and months and months later. Or we may just have it for that month and then it will go away. So kind of, yeah, so like a new pattern of the month type thing that might be a whole new design, or it might just be a preview of something to come. So like that diamond pattern that we did, that's going to be one of my new kits. And basically you guys got the big preview of that and actually got to stitch it. So playing with that idea, because I have a couple other new kits that we're working on, but they won't be available for months and months yet. And I kind of think I'm itching to show you guys, so we can do like a block of the month sort of preview of what's to come, or, or maybe, that little bear gift that I did, or that little swan gif would be, I could just make those into embroidery patterns and we could just do that and it would just be available for the month and then probably go away. But I don't know. Thinking about that today. So Linda, I did something like that, like red work, but I used that coral color. We actually used, that's how this became the mascot for the I Love Home quilt or block of the month. That was by Jacqueline Steves from a while back. That had a lot of embroidery in. Well, you could choose embroidery or applique, and we kind of did a combo of it. But I did all of the embroidery in that coral orange. So it's reminiscent of red work or blue work. There's also white work and black work, but with a fun color, a different color, like a favorite color. Yeah, exactly, Gretchen. So we could play around with other ideas like that. But I'm thinking, just because they're kind of ideas and they're embroidery ideas that may turn into a kit later, I don't want them out there for very long. So it would be like you'd have the month to get it, but then it'd be gone. So like the first of the month, it would be like a new pattern. And then you'd get them immediately because they'd be digital, but then I'd have like those kits, the supplies, basically, a supplies bundle to make it if you wanted that. You wouldn't need to, you could just get the pattern. And then maybe we'd stitch it like in the middle of the month, like after everyone has their supplies. So we could stitch it here. So we'd do like one new pattern that we'd stitch here a month too. I just think it'd be kind of fun. Then I can show you more designs because I can't sit around and wait anymore, and we can play with ideas. Like if everyone decides, it'd be awesome to, let's do a Christmas panda, something bizarre. Like we can come up with something here, and maybe a few months later, once I get it drawn up and all that, that could be the pattern that we do for the month. You know what I mean? So you guys would have the opportunity to do ideas for the pattern, what pattern we do too. So anyway, I was thinking about that more today. So keep your eyes peeled for more info on that once I have it together. I literally have nothing together for that yet, but I like the idea. So yeah, so let me know what you think, or if you have thoughts of how you'd like to work it, or if you do other block of the months with people. It'd be kind of like a new month release, or like it'd be like the embroidery pattern of the month sort of thing. Just there and gone. But let me know how you'd like to do something like that. I have some ideas, but if there's a way that you really love how it works or a way that you really don't, then let me know. All right, you guys, we got our 8. I'm backing way up here. I gotta see what it looks like. Ooh, we can fluff it out on the table. Let's do that. All right. Woohoo, it's almost like a quilt. It's coming together. Oh, wow, it's pretty muted. Not muted, but it's not tons of rainbow colors. We've kind of kept it towards like these yellows and grays and blues. I kind of like that. That's kind of fun. And then every once in a while you got a little speck of some more rainbowy colors, which I suppose I knew beforehand, but oh, got a leader hanging out here. But it's always just kind of, it always feels a little different once it's sewn together. Renee, I'd kind of like to figure this out by and maybe do our first one at like the beginning of December. I think I can get one ready by then, and then we can just do it every month after that. So I'm gonna figure it more out over the weekend and stuff, but I think I'd like to start that December. I know, it morphed into a quilt here. All right, you guys. Let's. I'm not gonna fold it up quite yet because I want to hold it up for you guys at the end here. But I think we have enough time to pin one more thing together. So why not? Let's move ahead on this guy. But ooh, feeling like a quilt. That's pretty exciting. Oh, we gotta press it still. Do we have time for that? Yeah, I think we have time to press two more and clip them together. Ooh, 6. We are cooking. We're almost, we're in the bottom half of these for sure. That's awesome. Oh, Nolene, you want to do it? And so, yeah, so how I want to do it is it will just be the digital pattern with the option to get all the extra supplies. So, you know, like, for example, like if you're overseas and you don't want to get the extra supplies, you just want to use your own stuff, you could still get the pattern for that time period. It would be a limited thing though. It would be just for the month, and then I'd take it down and I'd get the next one up. Then the next time, that might be, if, you know, I don't know what I'm going to do with all of them when they're done. Some of them may turn into kits, which, you know, so you guys will be the first ones to have stitched up what will turn into a kit later, or I might not do anything with them, so that might be the only time they exist is during our little month. So we'll see. Okay, good. So it sounds like some of you guys are interested. That's good. Okay, that makes me happy. I've been kind of resisting doing a monthly program like that, but I don't know. Now that I've done some more designs, now I'm kind of itching to do something like that. Oh, that'd be kind of fun. Yeah, I mean, we could do some themes, and like I said, if you guys have some ideas along the way, I can always we can always do some of those ideas. That's the neat thing. Like if we decide on an idea and I can draw it up, then, you know, it'll take a few months probably from idea to final pattern, but it could be one of the patterns we do could be the new pattern of the month. I'm excited. And now that this is just so kind of weird, but like now that I started doing these funny little GIFs in the evening, it's got me drawing more that time of day. So the more I draw, the more kits will be able, more patterns will have the opportunity to be made. So if I can stick to this kind of drawing time in the late afternoon when I'm just so tired and, you know, it's post my swim, which I don't know if any of you guys swim. I've only done it like a couple times, like I haven't gone every day or anything, but like if you swim, there's a certain type of tired that happens when you swim, and I just get so zonked in the late afternoon, and it picks back up in the evening, especially, you know, because I get to come on here with you guys. But there's that time during the day that I can't do anything, but I don't want to take a nap either because I won't be able to fall asleep. So just chilling on the couch and drawing these past 4 days, just making those GIFs has really been kind of nice, and I feel that it's actually productive doing that. So that means if I keep drawing during that time, that means more drawing is more pattern opportunity. Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, put all of them in a PDF book afterwards. Oh, that would be kind of neat. And the thing is, too, with the pattern, like if it's every month, then we can do it, we can do special, like, summery ones in summer or winter feeling ones, or something, if we want to make something really gifty or something for the holidays, we could do one that's especially feels gifty somehow. But yeah, we can tweak it like that. So that'd be kind of fun. And maybe sometimes we do a cute little one like the diamond, or maybe sometimes we do a larger, more intricate one. I think there's a lot of room to play around. Ooh, you found the perfect fabric for your Triangle Tango Quilt. Oh, for the background. Oh, awesome. Oh no, they only have a half a meter left. That is the dilemma. And that is a huge, actually, problem, I think, Jennifer, in the quilting industry. Because the quilting industry, just like the fashion industry now, it only keeps fabric around for like 6 months and then it goes away, right? So by the time you finish your quilt and you need a backing, a lot of times that fabric's gone. So it's kind of a huge bummer. And stores like to keep moving their fabric. They don't want the fabric sitting around very long in their store. They want to get it out and then get the new stuff. So, it's hard to get, especially if you want the same collection of fabric as the front, it's hard to sometimes do that. But I suppose that's where online shopping comes in. If you do know if it is the perfect fabric, on the selvage of that fabric, it'll probably say the name of the manufacturer and the name of the designer. Then you can just Google that, and a lot of times you can find that stuff on Etsy. There will be sellers doing it, or you can find it from a different store. But yeah, you could flesh that out. Do I sell fabric in the shop, or is that, I don't know if that question's for me, Tracy. We do not sell penguin and fish fabric anymore because we are sold out of all of that, all of the penguin and fish fabric. I think I have had some requests lately, though, of getting the fabric that I use for the embroidery kits, like that muslin, or like a white muslin or tan muslin, offering that, and then also, ooh, did I get this enough? No. But also, the fabric marking pen and extra needles. So I want to get some of that stuff up in the shop, too. I don't have all those supplies up quite yet, but I have had some requests lately for them, so I think I'm going to do that, too. Have it by the yard or something. Maybe this white fabric that I'm using here. All right, we're almost done pressing. Then we'll try and clip this together yet. I don't think I'm going to sew this one tonight, like last night, like we didn't sew. But I think we might have time to clip it together quickly here. It's going to be all nice and pressed. I don't want to waste that. Oh, it's so neat knowing that there's only 4 more rows to sew together after these. These were kind of wrinkly, this row. Look how misshapen these blocks are, though. Like, this is on the bias. That's where it's cut on the diagonal and it's all stretchy. So, I mean, that's all, like, blooped in here, and this angle is goofy. So, you know, these are not perfect. So hopefully it's not too tricky to sew together. All right, let's grab, all right, this is row 5. So this will be on the top. Row 6 will be on the bottom. All right, let's clip these together. Yeah, exactly. Some good staple fabrics to have on hand. That it would be nice to just have some of that available. Oh, I put a cover on this. Why did I do that? Okay. Let's clip this, and it'll be all set to go for tomorrow. Oh, except for if tomorrow, maybe tomorrow we'll play around with the big cone of floss, like make a few things. We'll try knitting with it, try crocheting with it. What else? We could make a tassel. What else should we, what else could we do out of embroidery floss besides actually embroidering? But yeah, if you had a huge like red work project, but you wanted to do it with like your own special color, I think that would be just so fun. You could weave with it. That'd be awfully pretty. I actually like using it for wrapping presents and stuff. Like for wrapping it around a bunch of times and then doing like a neat bow. Oh, you buy muslin by the bolt. Yeah, muslin. I love having that around. Always a use for that. And I use muslin as just normal fabric. I think it shrinks a little bit more, but I don't really care. If these get all chunky, that's fine. Just bizarre. I like the muslin that I use. This is the muslin that I use in some of my embroidery kits, the smaller embroidery kits. And I like it because the weave is a little bit bigger, so it's like a lower thread count, basically. So it's easier to pull the needle through. Ooh, a little macrame. Oh, we could make like friendship bracelets and stuff. That'd be fun. Oh yeah, Christmas ornament hangers. Oh, you could do that thing where you dip it in glue and you wrap it around a balloon and then pop the balloon and you got those cool like bulb ornaments. That would be kind of cool with embroidery floss, just like especially with the right color. Just make a bunch of those, some airy little ornaments. Or it can look just pretty on the shelf, which is what this little coral cone of floss does until I use it. I think I'm about halfway done with this. Man, this is the part that takes the longest, that's for sure, with all this. The clippity clipping. So I just talked to my mother-in-law today, and she might start helping with penguin and fish stuff too. So I'm pretty excited about that. So if she lets me, I'll have to introduce her to you guys, or in an email or something. Since she lives in California. Ooh, dip in paint and Oh, yeah, that flower watercolor. I've seen that, but I have not tried that. My mom has tried that, though, where you dip the string and then you squish paper over and then you just pull on it and it almost looks like like a Jack in the Pulpit flower when you pull it. It's actually really pretty, I think. Definitely, Gretchen. Gosh, I have a hard time grabbing these things sometimes. All right, almost there. But yeah, I will flip it around when we're done with this, and I want to hold up the quilt. So I'm going to try and put the camera as far back as I can and hold up the quilt. It's almost a quilt. It's half of a quilt. It's over half of the quilt. Quilt top. Can't see the whole quilt yet. There's a lot to do yet. But having a quilt top done will be a big relief, I think. Okay, last two clips. Ooh, yeah, this one isn't quite the same size on the top and bottom. All right, so this guy is ready for tomorrow. What is this? This is rows 5 and 6. So we'll sew those up tomorrow. And then, oh my gosh, look, this is it. This is all that's left. Ha-ha. Oh, that feels good. All right, you guys, I'm going to flip you guys around and I will try and hold up this quilt. So let's give that a go.